shadow hiding from the light. Secrets buried in the coldest ground. We're digging deep where the truth is found. Daphne's case files, we're breaking the chain. Justice rising, no more pain. Evil's end, the final call. Behind the lies, we'll expose it all. Whispers echo in the darkened halls. Faint confessions on the paper walls. Every victim deserves their say. We're here to chase the night away. Daphne's case files, we're breaking the chain. Justice rising, no more pain. Evil's end, the final call. Behind the lies, we'll expose it all. Unseen crimes, they thought they'd won, but the fight for truth has just begun. Every clue, every trace, bringing evil face to face.
Hello and welcome back to Daphne's Case Files. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Long time no see. We will be going over the Summer Wells case. I have some messages from someone that actually saw Candace Wells, and I want to go over those with you as well as an interview. I want to welcome in all of you first. Get yourself settled and warm and cozy while it's freezing outside. My typing is slow. I was trying to type hello to everybody on my keypad here, and my typing's slow, so I apologize. But welcome in. Good to see all of you. You guys are amazing. Mama Sue, hello. Closer to you. Donna, hello. Good to see you. Sherry, Lynn, hello. Miss Robin, hello. Good to see you. Andrea, hello. Good to see you. Wendy, hello. Sheila Bleaks, hello. And Merry Christmas. Let's see. Sherry Lynn, hello. I'm going up. Butterfly Kisses, hello. Good to see you. Christine, hello, sweetheart. Jules, hello. You are amazing. Closer to you. Good to see you. Betty, hello, hello, hello. And if I missed you, hello. You guys are amazing. I appreciate all of you for being here. And I'm going to dig right into it because I know that's what you guys like, right? Hello, Christy. Good to see you. Everybody, hello. I appreciate you all for being here. Gotta let the pups out real quick. Yeah, I gotta let mine out too. She was fine when I took a little break, but I'm gonna let her out here when we're done. I am so happy for you guys to be with me tonight. This is my third case I've covered today, you guys. Oh my gosh. I was only planning on 2, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, it is so sad. What we found out about Melody Buzzard. That poor baby. Just so sad, right? And also so sad. Summer missing since 2021, guys. June 15th, 2021. That's a long time, right? Not much going on. They did do a new recent search, right? That was like 9-10 miles away from her home. We haven't heard anything regarding that as of now. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. But I do want to show you guys some stuff. It's very interesting. Now, look at Summer. Isn't she so cute? She's so cute, right? You wish it was hot there? I'm sorry. Yeah. Hi, Jen. Good to see you. Thank you. Welcome back. Merry Christmas, Miss Sheila. All right, let's get into this, you guys. Let me remove this. And I am sorry, I am not put together today. I was literally like wrapping gifts earlier, and oh my gosh, I heard about Melody, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And I couldn't find anything on YouTube. Like, there was nothing on YouTube about it because I mean, it just broke too, right? They did find her remains like early December, but they just broke the news and arrested mom. So I'm like, I need to like get out there and like read the stuff, the updates and stuff. And that's what I did. Oh my goodness. And I dropped all my wrapping stuff. I don't like wrapping, guys. I don't like wrapping. So that's why. Hi. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So I want to read these to you, right? I found these messages. Whoops. Where am I at? Right here. Right. I want to read these to you. So this woman, this was a while back. She said that Summer, her mom, speaking about Candace, and her brothers were at my house 2 weeks before Summer went missing, guys. I haven't seen anything else regarding this woman, right? Unless she goes by a different name or some sort of. She goes on to say she came by to buy some clothes and headbands. I spent about 40 minutes with talking. She spent 40 minutes with Summer's mom, Candace, and Summer's brothers. They live about 7 minutes from my home, and this area is a very small town filled with lots of churches. The children looked very well taken care of and loved, right? Yeah, and closer to you, I usually do too. And I don't have that many gift bags left. They must like usually I have a bunch, but I only found a few, and I guess I threw a lot of them away last year because I reused them too many times. I have a lot of boxes, but I'm gonna have to get more bags tomorrow, guys. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are like me and don't like to wrap. I just think my grandmother, though, she loved to wrap presents, and they were so perfect, you guys. Like the wrapping was so perfect. So this woman said that when she witnessed Summer with her mom and her brothers, that they looked very well taken care of and loved, no bruises, and well fed, clean. Well, every picture that we've seen of Summer, she doesn't look like clean. It looks like she's dirty, like, you know what I mean? Like hair's a mess. I don't know. What do you guys think? She goes on to say, and she does have Bell's palsy, talking about Summer's mom, right? She mentioned it, and you could easily tell. It was a struggle for her to speak. You could easily tell how much she loved her kids. They didn't have much money, but spent $80 on clothes and things, all for Summer. Her boys asked for stuff, but she told them it was Summer's turn and she needed clothes for school coming up. Summer and the boys played all around the garage and driveway. They seemed extremely happy and well loved. Breaks my heart, and I have such a hard time with everything. She goes, I constantly would see Summer standing there with this princess wand in my garage. They also used to come into a place I worked weekly for many years. The father would always seemed so nice and polite and would casually talk every time. Seemed like a very hard-working dad and would bring in his paycheck. Let me grab the other one real quick. Bringing his paycheck every week. He was one of my favorites that came in. One of my favorites. Does it sound? Yeah, I heard he made good money and spent it on rugs, allegedly, right? Hi, Tina. Good to see you. Good to see all of you. Thank you for being here. So she says he was one of my favorites, right? and he would bring his paycheck in. That sounds like someone that's a bartender or a waitress or something else, right? Bring his paycheck every week. What does that make you think? Like, what does that make you think of, right? Like, it's not a grocery store clerk, right? It's not like, what does she do for a living? She doesn't say in here, right? But she said he would bring his paycheck in. Usually, when people say something like that, it's usually when they're like a bartender, like they spent their whole paycheck here on alcohol, or spent their whole paycheck on here buying dinner or something, right? Do you see what I'm getting at? If that makes sense. She goes on to say he was one of my favorites that came in. It was hard watching the media, YouTube, and people harass them and spread rumors that weren't true. I truly believe she was taken. Seeing her mom at stores near our home the months following was awful. Watched her lose tons of weight and her life fell apart. For 2 weeks before she disappeared, we had a small, listen to this. We had a small red truck come through our subdivision, driving slow and seemed to be watching kids. Subdivision? Bank teller? I don't know if it's a bank teller. Because she says it like, and he would bring in his paycheck every week. Well, maybe a bank teller. Yeah. More like spend his paycheck, bank teller. Yeah, Sherry Lynn, I think you're right. Maybe a bank teller. Okay. I was thinking more like, bartender, he's like, oh, they spend their paycheck here, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it could definitely be a bank teller. All right, where is it at? I'm not gonna find my. Okay, subdivision. They didn't live in a subdivision though, so I don't know why she called it that. Anyway, she goes on to say, so when I was outside with my child and her friends, I would watch them closely because he seemed out of place and scary. Talking about someone in this red truck, right? Remember the red truck? Dawn even took a photo of it, like a photo of somebody with a red truck that looked like it wrecked or something. After she disappeared, talking about Summer, I never saw him again. I reported everything, but no one ever contacted me. That area is full of rugs, and I always wondered if Summer stepped out of her wooded backyard into the road and a car hit her. What? There would be evidence of a car hit her, right? There would totally be evidence of that. And yeah, that area is full of rugs, right? The dad was doing them. It was said. And the car had rugs in it, so they didn't want to call the police or hide the body. There would be evidence of this. Or she was kidnapped. I'll always believe the parents, and it breaks my heart for them. Breaks my heart for them. I hope she's found soon. Then she replies over here. She says, talking about the photo, like in the car. You know what I mean? I think she was alive in her car. Her coloring looks normal. I have always believed this guy that was driving through our neighborhood every day for around 2 to 3 weeks seemed weird, and watching all the kids could have something to do with it. Right? She didn't, yeah, exactly. Her driveway was so long. Like how many it was really far away from the road. Absolutely. They had like 13 acres. You couldn't even see the driveway from the road. I mean, you can. I mean, that's how you get into the thing. Like, it's so hidden. It's so hidden. And if the parents didn't have the background of everything that we've been told, then maybe like I don't know. It goes on to say he should come through every day in a red truck around the same time. He didn't live in our subdivision, so it was just weird. After she disappeared, I never saw that truck again. Maybe he drove by and spotted her when she walked off. She did disappear around the time he always drove by. I only noticed this because when the kids played outside in the neighborhood, you guys don't live in a neighborhood, right? It's not a neighborhood. I would stay outside and keep an eye on them. And my other is possibly she was struck by a car coming out of the woods onto the road. I just wish we could find her. It's always broke my heart wondering. I don't know her mother, but from our short conversation and how much she seemed to love her kids, I don't think they had anything to do with it. And watching her mom fall apart and lose weight was really sad. I ran into her a couple times after at our store nearby, and you could see the stress. What do you guys think about that? I don't think a car hit Summer whatsoever. I don't. But I just thought that was quite interesting. Yeah, it's not a neighborhood, right? I've like mapped out the whole area where she lives in, right? They live on 13 acres, I believe. Uh that's what her property is, 13 acres, right? Yeah. Oh, hi Grey Wolf. Did you change your logo? Hmm. Hello, Scorpio. Good to see you. Yeah, she lived far away from the road, you guys. I don't believe a car hit her either closer because think about it. Uh, you know, there would be so much like they would tell, right? She sounds like a clerk at a store. Could be, absolutely. Could be. Oh, thank you, Jules. Yeah, they could have, absolutely. Well, we know an Amber Alert was put out with Summer's case, right? Unlike the case that we were just talking about, there was no Amber Alert. There was only a vulnerable missing persons alert. Give me one second. So today, I'm going to get to this interview, and I know some of you might have seen it. It's 38 minutes long, right? Yeah, with lack of information, exactly. Lack of information. Well, we have some info, but we haven't had any new information about the new search. So for the police to go and search that area 10 miles away, there had to been like a pretty good lead for them to do so, right? You would think, anyways. All right, so I know I really want to watch this with you guys. And there's a lot of interviews, you guys, on here, but I really want to watch this one with you guys. Hi, Susan. Good to see you. And welcome in. Welcome in. So this is obviously Dr. Phil. Everybody knows him. And I want to go over this interview. I know we went over interviews that Chris McDonough has done, and he is wonderful, right? He is wonderful. It's really hard to believe parents when they have a background such as abuse with rugs, especially hard rugs, right? Any rugs are bad. They're all bad. But when you have hard rugs, such as like the math, right? The math in the background, that causes psychosis. It causes a lot of freaking issues, right? And sometimes with that certain rug that we're talking about, they add stuff to it, right? They add other rugs to it. They do, and the shit that they make it with is just crazy to me. So I don't know. And then you have CPS involvement. Most of the times you have a step parent involved, but in this case, there is no step parent. I personally never believe the story. I've been watching. Yeah, same. Same. I'm out. I don't believe it either. I don't either. Mm-mm. So today I want to go over this interview on Dr. Phil. Yes, it's Dr. Phil. It's been cut and spliced to show you certain clips that they want you to see. But I think it's really important to watch their behaviors in this interview. We've watched the interviews with Dawn's stepsisters, and we know what happened there. And I don't think I could watch any more of that right now because it just made me so sick to my stomach to have to listen. And it's not just the women, what they had to endure when they were younger with him, right? I know that we were all here listening to that a couple days ago, and I just can't stomach to listen to any more of that right now because it's really sad and devastating that that's what happened to them from their stepbrother, right? And then their dad told them to lie. The mom wouldn't do anything for them, and it's sad because what if this was happening to Summer? You guys, it's just so difficult to think about, Jen. It's just horrible, right? It's horrible. So I want to go over this interview with you. It's not too long, but I would just like to go through it. So I'm going to start it right here where he's talking, right? Or actually, here, I'll start it right here. I'll just start it from the beginning. Give me 1 second. All right. It's blown up.
A missing child.
Breaking news, an Amber Alert now issued by the TBI for a missing 5-year-old girl.
Her parents trying to prove their innocence.
They turned to social media for help, but online bullies began accusing them of having something to do with their disappearance.
Look at all
You
that.
didn't do anything to hurt your daughter.
No, sir.
Do you know what happened, Summer?
No,
Do you know who took Summer?
no, I can't do this. I'm being interrogated again. There's nothing more to remember.
We did see some interesting body language.
And I wanted to know.
5-year-old Summer went missing from her home in rural Tennessee. Her parents, Don and Candace, say they believe someone came through a wooded trail near their house and grabbed Summer. Don says that he fears his little girl is dead. Yet Candace says that she just must remain hopeful. Take a look.
Breaking news, an Amber Alert now issued by the TBI for a missing 5-year-old girl. The search continues for Summer Wells from Rogersville. Wells is roughly 3 feet tall, weighing 40 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing gray pants and a pink shirt. And she was reportedly last seen outside of her home in the area of Ben Hill Road and Beach Creek Road.
19 agencies, including the TBI and FBI, are assisting in the search, along with air crews.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation said the search for Summer is, quote, definitely outside the norm when it comes to the standard amount of time for a missing persons case like this.
Despite doing everything within our power and exploring all avenues, the circumstances leading to Summer's disappearance remain unclear.
We continue to hold out hope that Summer will be found safe.
We will not quit until we find Summer Wells.
In reflecting back and recalling that day, Candace says that she and Summer had a great day. From running errands to swimming in a nearby lake to planting flowers with Grandma. When they got home, Candace watched Summer go through the front door, but she never saw her come out.
June 15th, 2021, it was just a normal day. I called my wife and she
Whoa.
was getting her mother's prescription, so I just...
Who else said it was just a normal day? Who else said it was just a normal day? Thursday was just a normal day. She came in and said, "Oh, Daff is I'm so sorry." I love that. You guys are so cute. But who else said that? Daniel Martell. There you go, Sherry. Daniel Martell said Thursday was just a normal day, right? Yep. I try to point out these similarities in Robin. Oh my gosh, if I had a husband, he probably would be too. My dog is jealous though because I'm constantly on YouTube watching stuff. I'm telling you, she nudges me with her nose to get off.
decided just to go ahead and work late.
We just finished planting flowers, and then Summer was putting the rocks on top. And then she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and then she asked to go back in the house with the boys. Well, she walked right in the house. After Summer went inside, I walked back over here to my mom's camper, and I fixed my mom's knee brace when she was sitting right here in the doorway. And I told my mom that I have to go back in with the kids. Helping my mom with the knee brace only took like 2 to 3 minutes. After I came into the house, I asked the boys where she was, and they said that she went downstairs to play in the playroom. And I come into the playroom and looked. I even looked under the bunk beds and everywhere, and she wasn't here at all. And when I couldn't find Summer in the basement, I come outside, and I stood up here on this hill, and I hollered for her and told the boys that she wasn't down there. And then I went outside, and I called Donnie right away.
About 5:30 p.m. my wife Candace called and said she couldn't find Summer. I says, well, hang up for me and call 911. So I threw my tools in the car as fast as I could, got in there and started down the road and called 911 myself. I passed all kind of cars in double yellow and everything when I'm getting really worried. So here's my road. I pull down here. Here's the creek right here. I notice my 3 boys are together and they're over here looking. And then I looked over that way and seen my neighbor coming this way towards my boys, and my heart sunk because I knew she was abducted. I knew she was gone.
That's weird.
Just like many parents have missed.
That's weird. He says, I noticed my 3 boys were over here by the creek. Is that what he just said? Hi, Winona. It's good to see you. I call it my Me Too time. I love that. Me too. Me too. Me too. Tube. Think about that though. Like he says, I noticed my 2 boys over here by the creek. Yeah, Jen, I've only seen like bits and pieces of it. I wonder though, like for them to say that, like him to say that, I wonder if the boys like kind of know something. Like, how did she just disappear like that? Like, that's crazy. Like, why would she just go down by the road? Maybe did someone call her or something? You know what I mean? To come down there. Mine even calls me from the yard and retires this month. Aw, that's so sweet though.
Missing children these days, Don says they turn to social media for help. But instead of sending clues to his daughter's whereabouts, online bullies began accusing them of being guilty of either killing their daughter or having something to do with her disappearance. So Candace and Don say to prove the naysayers wrong, they sat down with body language experts Scott Rouse and Greg Hartley. Now, Scott and Greg are interrogators who have worked with the FBI, law enforcement, and the military. Scott says his approach is biological, and Greg looks for motivation. Together, they have been called a human lie detector. Now, Scott and Greg agreed to sit down with Don and Candace to dive deeper into their story.
There's no such thing as body language of deception. There's only body language of increased stress, and that indicates something for us.
There are no absolutes. Just because someone does this doesn't mean they're lying or telling you the truth.
And in real life, every day, debriefers do exactly what we do. When they find information the person doesn't remember that they saw.
I thought it was a 4-wheel drive, like Ford Escape or a Bronco or
It
something.
looked like a blue minivan to me, but I don't know.
Small blue minivan?
That's what it looked like to me.
We knew we would get to a point where it was going to be hard emotionally. And that's hard to do because people will think you're a monster, but that's important to getting facts.
Do you know what happened to Summer?
No.
Do you know who took Summer?
No.
We actually hit harder on the questions for what happened that day. When did this happen? How long was it before this happened?
When you come home, when you first come home.
I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. I can't do this.
Hello, Grace.
Sorry.
Welcome,
They're trying to
Scavenger.
help. They're trying to help.
It's not helping me.
I know, but they might.
Hi, Mariska.
There's nothing more to remember.
And we did see some interesting body language.
I want to go home.
Well, guys, this is an interview that you conducted near their home, and a lot of interesting things turned up, and I want to look at those and discuss them. Now, Scott, what has jumped out to you most about either one of these two, either mom or dad, what's jumped out at you most?
The differences in comfort and discomfort as we speak with them. There are certain things we touch on, and when we're talking to them, they're comfortable. They start becoming uncomfortable due to stress. Those are the things we look for. And we saw those things jump out.
Yeah, and we're going to look at some of those in a minute. Greg, how about you?
Yeah, Doc. So we look for a baseline, and baseline can be everything from speech patterns to movement to all of those. Everyone here, if you ever been pulled over by a police officer, the way you talk changes, the way you move changes. That's stress. We're looking for that, and we're talking to these people, and it's different in Candace and Don.
Yeah. Now, Candace didn't want to be interviewed at first. She was very resistant to this, and it's only through building a relationship with Don and him kind of helping with that she was willing to sit down. Now, I've worked with dozens and dozens and dozens of missing children cases, and most parents are willing to do anything and everything, including with law enforcement. They say, look, rule me out. Do these elimination polygraphs, blood tests, DNA, whatever, to rule me out so you can stop messing with me and start looking with everybody else. Why was there reluctance here?
There's some reluctance because they do have some history with law enforcement and those things. And if you look at us, we kind of look like law enforcement. So it takes a little bit.
Yeah, you look like cops. Well, let's start looking at some of these tapes just right off. Let's start with Don, because you did sit down with him first, and you spent a long time interviewing him, but we've agreed to look at some particular clips that seem to be of some significance.
Is there anything about Candace's story that makes you question the story?
No, not the way it played out and everything like that. I mean, yeah, you always have questions, and I'd ask myself, and but the way that it happened and her emotions and her state of mind.
What were the questions that you had?
I mean, I don't really have any. I mean, I don't really have any questions. I mean.
Okay, now, you guys know I'm highly involved in interrogation, deception, detection as well.
Oh, yeah.
And from a psychological standpoint, not paying any attention yet to any of the body language or any of the physiology of that, I heard him say yes twice and no 4 times in there. He was stammering, stuttering all over the place. What'd you make of that?
So for me, what I see is editing as you speak. You'll notice his eyes are dropping down to his left. He's having kind of an internal conversation about how do I answer this very complicated question. And I think he edits, he speaks, he edits, he speaks, and never finishes a sentence.
There aren't versions of the truth.
Correct. We were under the impression he was holding back little information from us at that point.
Okay, and this is important to me because we're trying to find this little girl. I don't care about anything else. I want to know.
Did you hear what he said? There are like different versions, right, of the truth. Yes, there is. But the truth doesn't sit there and change dramatically where you're removing stuff, right? In my opinion, or flip-flopping it around. Like, basically like, oh, I did this, but and then like a month later, it comes out, no, I never said that. I said she did this. That type of stuff. I hate that, right? I hate that. What happened? What happened with your policy violations? Oh, you guys are talking to each other. I apologize. Being nosy.
What happened to this little girl? I wouldn't be doing this story otherwise. I'm just interested if Summer has been abducted and she's somewhere. I want to find her. If her life has been taken,
the banner.
Then
it's on
we
there.
need to know that. I mean, answers have to be found here. She deserves that. And so I'm really concerned. It's very clear to me that he is editing. That means he's holding something back, guarding something. He has knowledge of something that he's not just derping up.
That's right. Exactly.
So the question is, what's he know that he's not telling us? This is the first time in any of your interactions that he ever used this word.
What happened, guys? What do we do? Her channel will be put on. What do you mean channel will be put on hold, honey? What happened? What happened? What happened? I'm so confused. What happened? I'm so confused. Wendy, what happened? What's a policy violation? So Jen, what happened? It stopped? Oh, because I paused it. I paused it. No, 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 no. I paused it because I was looking for something. I paused it, not the thing.
We were suspicious of him, of course.
And later, at this point, she wants out.
What?
She came there to help find her daughter.
Right.
But you've raised the stakes to the point that forget about my daughter. I want out of this room. Okay, let's take a look at this next tape here. And this is just kind of a follow-up, a redirect on some of the things.
All right, can I freaking... What the fuck? Can I do this? Oh my God. I can't believe. What if I change it? Can I change it? Can I wait? Oh, I stopped it. Can I change it? You guys can hear me, right? So I stopped the video. I don't know what happened. Okay, I stopped his freaking video. Hold on. Jeez. What is going on? Why can I not play that? I didn't know what you guys were talking about. So I turned on my Jules Rock time. Well, shit. Listen, guys, like I'm not even streaming Dr. Phil. Like it's somebody else that uploaded it and their video is on YouTube. So why would my stream? No, but that was in the last one. Yeah, I saw that. I went on my phone when you guys kept saying that. I'm like, because it's running. It was running on my it was showing normal. Everything was normal, but I'm reading your comments and I'm like, what is going on? How does it know I'm playing Dr. Phil? That is so freaking crazy. Well, geez, man. So I can't play? I can't play it? Oh my God, that is so embarrassing. Oh, thank you, Jules. Oh, that's so awesome. Yes, you did. It was your fault. How do they know I was playing it? It's not even his freaking thing. All right, I guess we're gonna have to watch something else. That's nuts, you guys. That is freaking nuts. And it's not even under his channel. So how I don't understand that. Oh, now my freaking comments went away. Yeah, they must know his voice. Do they know my voice? What the freaking heck? I've never had that happen to me again, you guys, or happened to me before. Happened to me again. All right, give me a second, you guys. Geez, what am I going to play now? That sucks. And my freaking YouTube is being nuts. Give me just a second, you guys. That is so stupid. Oh, man. That is the weirdest thing in the world. All right, well, here we go. Give me a sec. That blows. Hold on, that's too short. Give me a sec, guys. Now I gotta find something that really stinks. I really wanted to show that. I guess policy violations. That had to have been a glitch, you guys. I don't understand that. It makes no sense at all. I've streamed Dr. Phil before, you guys. All right, give me a second. Let me I'll just go to freaking Chris McDonough. How about that? Or what about those guys that did it? The behavioral panel. Do they show it on theirs? Or let's see. Here, how about this? The interview room, right? Give me just a second, you guys. I'm trying to look this up. Geez, that is so embarrassing. There we go. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Here, we'll do this one. We'll do Summers. Jeez. The rest of it. I know that we started to stream Hunter's interview a while back. We'll finish this one. Guys, that sucks. Well, it was YouTube because they said that I was, maybe it was a glitch. I know, but I'm scared to do it again. I'm scared to do it again, Mariska. It was exciting. I don't know. 100 people didn't think it was exciting. They left because they thought I ended, I guess. Oh my gosh. There was there was almost 300 in here. Now there's 133, but it's okay. It's okay. All right, you guys. Damn, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil needs to do freaking Jack and Lily. I'm going to contact him. I'm going to contact him and get Janie, freaking Daniel, and Malaya up there. How about that? I know, right? Just do a small portion, then take a break. I know, right? It's only, well, the thing is, the video, yeah, exactly, Liza. The video I was playing was actually on someone else's channel. It wasn't Dr. Phil's channel, so I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with it. But maybe if I do his voice in AI or speed up his voice, they wouldn't know. Or put music in the background. They will be back, Jen says. Yes. Dr. Phil needs a shoe and a head shine. Yeah, I'm telling you, he does need a head shine. All right, so we started watching this interview a couple weeks ago. It's with Hunter. So he was the 15-year-old boy that was with Candace Grandis Summer the day that she disappeared, right? This would have been earlier before she disappeared. Remember, Candace bought him a vape and a twisted tea at the age of 15. And then they had bought a bunch of milk or something. Milk. I have seen others use larger portions of time and not get violated. You know, I wonder, sometimes they put music behind it. Maybe I should have put music behind it. If you guys want me to try it, I can do that. I can put the music behind it. Otherwise, we could watch this. Small sections. Shit, guys. It's fair use. Like, I'm allowed to review stuff, so I don't understand that. All right, we'll do this. I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, you guys. Give me a minute. So this is exactly where we left off before. This is the interview where he sits down with Hunter. This is Allison. She's no longer with us anymore, which is Hunter's mom.
Okay, but at the same time, the investigation is fluid.
Yes,
okay, so I know where your heart is for Summer, and so as a result of that, you know, they're going to hold on to that phone and they're going to connect all those dots, and that's the right thing to do, right? Would you agree with that?
Wait.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's said now.
Now, the interesting thing here is Allie's nodding her head, and Allie's gone. She's deceased now.
Oh, there you go.
So I know a lot of people, you know, believe that, you know, she was holding back, and yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, right? And the whole reason we're having this conversation tonight is because we still believe, and I believed back then, and you just heard me say it. This was 4 years ago. You heard me say you'd want to do this for Summer. And that 15 versus 19 is a whole different game now. Because now, Hunter, you can make your own decisions. And I will treat you with the same respect if you would talk to me about it. And that's a guarantee. And you know that because you were respectful to me and I was respectful to you. And your mom was, and your grandmother. And, I think we can get through that. And I think the yawning, I see folks are talking about the yawning and stuff. Some of that could be deception, but some of that could also, he's releasing stress. And he is also probably ADHD, like we talked about. So it's a stress mechanism to stall, but simultaneously to release. Okay. It's release. It's kind of like when some person is running, right? And you finally get to them and you ask them, well, why were you running away? It takes them a second and they pretend that they're losing their breath, but what they're really doing is thinking about how they're going to present it to you. Okay? I think some of that is also what's going on with Hunter at that point.
Chris, you know where else we saw the yawning in the police interview? Stephon Stearns. Remember that?
Yeah.
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 It's a stall tactic. It's a stall tactic.
Yeah. More so than just being, hey, I'm going to lie to you. Because at some point, if they realize they're going to keep lying, okay, then where are they going to go? Lies are just as powerful as the truth. In the court of law during a homicide investigation, they're just as powerful.
She contacts you again, says she's at the police station, has to take another polygraph.
And then she shows up the next day.
The next day
Now, you see how significant that was?
He even points for emphasis. She even showed up the next day. Now, to set it, I believe June 15th was a Tuesday. Candace calls him at 7:30. The next day, Wednesday, she's in the police department, and that's when she calls him again. And so this would be Thursday, 2 days after, when she shows up. She even comes by.
Yeah, within 2 days, and Summer is still missing at this point. Now, think about the totality of that. Your daughter is missing from your alleged abduction or property or whatever, and you call the 15-year-old boy, and then you tell him, hey, they're giving me polygraphs. I have to take a second one. And then the next day, she shows up at your house instead of waiting at the house or working with the authorities and saying, okay, here's what's going on with my daughter.
Oh my God.
I need your help. Most families, most parents will marry the police department because they know you're the only one that can hope, that brings them hope. In this case, she's more concerned about what Hunter may or may not know. And she makes that clear. And by the way, the authorities have her phone and they have his phone. And that's why he's complaining. They took each other's phones. They took both phones. And for the obvious reasons, to download all of the information that's coming into this. And so at this point, he thinks it's important to say that Candace came over to the house.
shows up where?
Here, this is not.
Well, so you were interviewed by TBI on Wednesday. She came here Thursday.
So 2 days after or a day after?
2 days after.
And then what happened when she got here?
She got here. She was like telling me how she talked to them and was like, don't mention about that alcohol, but I didn't mention it.
Did she say?
So she allegedly, lessens the conversation, not about Summer, but don't mention the alcohol.
Hey, what she told him?
No, but she started asking me. I just told him what happened on the timeline.
See, did she say what she told him? She goes, no. She started to ask me. So basically, Candace wanted to know what he said to the authorities. Let's listen to that again.
What happened when she got here?
She got here. She was like telling me how she talked to them and was like, don't mention about the alcohol, but I didn't mention it.
Did she say what she told him?
No, but she started asking me. I just told him what happened on the timeline.
And what did she say?
She said, okay, that better be it. I said, he didn't even scare me.
Well, why would she try to scare you?
That's what I'm saying. Why was she trying to even ask questions about it?
See, Hunter knows that in his mind, that was weird.
So, Chris, the first thing Hunter said to you when Candace came over on that Thursday, he said she was, quote, telling me how she.
Here, I'm gonna pause it real quick. Yeah, Dr. Phil does. Hi, Graham Cam. So Dr. Phil does have a YouTube channel. I kind of put 2 and 2 together on what happened. So on his YouTube, I believe he just uploads clips, right? He just uploads clips of his shows, right? And since someone else on YouTube, some random person recorded the entire show, right? They recorded. I don't know how they recorded it. Maybe paid. They probably paid for the entire clip off of Dr. Phil's network, whatever network he's on. I don't know because I don't watch TV, but they probably recorded it off there and then they uploaded it to YouTube. It's strange how YouTube actually kept it up there on the platform though, because usually they take it down if it's breaching any, you know what I mean? Or if it's violating anything. So maybe I should have like played music in the background or stopped it every 2 seconds or something. I noticed when I minimized the screen, our screen started working again, if that makes sense. Yeah, Dr. Phil has but it's still like we're still allowed to use it for fair use, like to go over it and stuff like that. So I don't know why it went black though. Yeah, that's for Summer Wells. I always pause and commentate because I don't trust it. Yeah, that's why I do music in the background too. For some reason, I'll have to ask Justin on why it's being weird like that. But I like this one. Chris is amazing too because he did all these interviews with the family. And I honestly believe still in my whole heart that Hunter still, I still think he knows more, but that's just me.
Talk to them. You followed up and said, did Candace tell you what she told the cops? And he says, no. That's where I think that he's not telling the truth, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I at that point, right? And when we were sitting there and I'm still refocusing him. I keep going back to refocus him so that, he's got a clarity of understanding of what he's saying.
Love you, Jules. Thank you.
Again, he's 19 now. And he can say, hopefully he's watching this again.
Thank
and
you,
remembering.
Jules.
And hopefully he's, Hunter, if you're watching, I hope you're going to tell the story. I really do.
What's your gut feeling?
See, I wanted him to reflect on his own personal morality, his own personal, empathy towards Summer.
My gut feeling is that she had something to do with it.
Look how he answered that. Listen to how he answered that. Now, take all the stuff we've heard from YouTube, all the stuff we've heard from social media, even the most recent, the burglar coming in, I know your brother tweet and all this other stuff. All of that stuff. This is a kid that sat next to Summer Wells and listened to his response.
Yeah, that better be. I said, he didn't even scare me.
Well, why would she try to scare you?
That's what I'm saying. Why was she trying to even ask questions about it?
What's your gut feeling?
My gut feeling is that she had something to do with it. But then when all of this happened, she just wanted the money in the end, because I'm not going to say names, but one of Red's friends, my girlfriend's mother's friends, was on Beach Creek just riding around, and she seen, as soon as someone posted a $25,000 reward, she seen her car, Candace's car, zooming down the road to the Hawkins County Police Station.
Now,
Oh wow, I didn't know.
I have no idea what he was trying to go, where he was trying to go there, saying that, you know, there's a reward connected somehow to Summer's missing. Because obviously the parents aren't going to collect that reward. But he thinks it's weird enough and suspicious enough that she would come over and try to scare / pressure him into finding out what he told the cops. And the night before, when she had called him from the police station, he also reiterated that, hey, I've taken 2 polygraphs. Right. And the first one, I can tell you, I know the result. She didn't pass. And they attributed it to her stress.
From what I heard, friends and, well, definitely mom and dad can't. Yeah, not the best advert for Mountain Dew. I was noticing that too. Hi, Pam. Good to see you, sweet pea. Yeah, so mom could not collect that at all, right? She could definitely not collect that reward. And I don't believe anybody that is connected in the case can either, right? Like Hunter, he couldn't collect it either, from what I've heard. I'm going to check my email real quick and see if YouTube sent me an email. If so, we'll read it.
Stress level and a variety of other things because she was just under the influence and all this other stuff. And then the second one, she said she passed, but I think it's inconclusive. And she's selling soggy donuts to the community, with T-shirts. But Hunter feels there's something scandalous going on here.
So what? What does that mean?
I mean, she supposedly the next day they gave, it was on Facebook that it was a tip.
Got it.
I was gonna say, if that was my daughter, I would have everything to do with it. I wouldn't be sitting at the house trying to get money, trying to just collect dust. I'm gonna be sitting there doing everything in my power.
What do you think happened?
Now, see, what's interesting there, he may also be talking about folks started funds for them and they were soliciting money on her disappearance. Because like he said, I wouldn't be at my house sitting on Facebook. I would be out looking for my daughter.
Well, Chris, also, he's taking you to post incident. He's taking you to the days that start all this snowballing effect, the stuff on social media, the funds that may or may not be raised for the family. He's staying away from that Thursday when she came over. And he also makes it sound like Candace came over and basically was potentially threatening him. He's not scared of her. And he makes the whole thing sound like a very short amount of time. We have no idea what actually was said, how long Candace was there, the exchange between Hunter's mom, Allie, and Candace. If Allie was even there at that time, who knows? So there's so much that he hasn't given up yet. And my read of this is I feel like there's kernels of truth in here. Yeah. But there's a lot of, I don't want to say cover stories because he really doesn't have to do a cover story. I think this whole thing about the money and it's hearsay, some third person allegedly sees Candace's car speed down the street. I think that was just kind of a cover story of something to tell you because he's staying away from what actually may have happened in that exchange at their house on that Thursday.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he may have even confronted her with what happened to her. You know, and that could have caused, you know, a major blowout. Because at that point, he realizes he may know the whole story. And you and I have felt that from the beginning. That he's going to know the whole story and Josie's going to know the whole story. The oldest boy. Those
I
two.
gotta interrupt really quick. Sorry, guys. Thank you, Wolfie. I just seen your message. So Mr. Durwood had commented on the video of Jack and Lily that just posted. He goes, so where is all the new info clues? Thought you had it solved. And one of the, I love Enoch, it's so funny. She wrote, I thought you had solved it. LOL. I can't stop. I can't stop laughing. That is the best reply I've ever seen in my freaking life. You guys can't see that, right? Like, can you see that? Look. Oh my gosh. Why didn't he just come up on? Yes. I love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. Jeez, guys. What? This is so crazy. Holy crap, you guys. Yeah, can you believe that he just said that? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know why he didn't come up, but he always likes to comment on my videos. What a dickwood. Robin, I love you. You're so funny. He's back again. Yeah, he's back. It looks like. Oh my goodness. All right.
Especially Hunter, because as we've said, Hunter was the last person outside of family members to be right next to Summer in the hours leading up to her disappearance. Obviously, that's why TBI wanted his cell phone to download all of his messages, calls, and searches, everything. So it's huge. He's always been huge, but he's always been kind of off to the side, if you will.
Right. And now that the players have kind of,
God, guys,
you know, weeded out in the 4 years, Hunter holds the key. And we said this again last night. We said this. I mean, remember when we were talking, when we left, we drove away and we looked at each other and it was like, that kid knows. He knows what's going on.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
You know, and we wanted to go back and talk to him again. But by then, Mom had flipped the switch and said that, you know, she didn't give consent and all this other stuff. And that's where we had to end up playing the actual uncut version with him and her saying, yes, okay, yes, he can talk to you. And if you guys want to see that, that's in the playlist. This is the uncut interview. Go ahead, Karen.
And by the way, we should fill them in on how we even got this interview to begin with.
Go ahead.
Which
You're the best
was kind of a stroke of luck. We knew where Allie lived, and we wanted to try to talk to Allie and Hunter. And we literally pulled up in front of their house. Allie and Grandbun were sitting outside at the table, and we came up to them. I remember it was a super hot day. Our windows were down, but our buddy was barking his head off. And we walked up to Allie, introduced ourselves, and said, hey, we'd like to talk with you and Hunter. And we first talked to Allie, and the hunter was inside the house, and then he came out and we did this interview.
Yeah, and they were very nice.
They were very nice. They were very nice. They invited us up on their porch. They didn't have to at all. And so, you know, we were grateful that they gave us their time and spoke to us on camera.
Yeah, we bought pizza. You know, what, halfway into the interview, Hunter says, "I'm hungry." And I said, "What, do you want, a pizza?" And, you know, that was the least we could do, you know, at that time, you know, in terms of their hospitality at that moment. And
oh my God, guys.
So we bought them a pizza and those 2 Mountain Dews and all kinds of stuff. And we chit-chatted during lunch, didn't record it. You know, we just were casual. And then we picked it right up after lunch.
Oh my God.
And it was very respectful.
Oh my gosh.
Across the board. And so now, and even because Miss Leslie had to leave that. And
Yes,
that
that's
interview
right.
was special there where Miss Leslie was in the interview.
And by the way, after this, if you guys want to see those other interviews, the link to our playlist on the Summer Wells case is in the description below.
Yes.
You just click on it and you can.
Yeah, their playlist, guys, if you haven't seen their playlist with all the interviews, it's freaking amazing. There's so many. Like, I have still not been able to catch up with all of them, but they're amazing. What a night, guys. What a night. Like, what is going on? Of course, it has to be my last stream of the night. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Hunter did say that Candace was always calling him saying that she couldn't find Summer. Oh, wow. Mariska, I can see you. She says, I cannot see anyone else's comments. Am I blocked? No, honey, I can see you. You're on the screen. It's probably YouTube because it'll do it to me too, where like I can't see anybody's comments or the live chat, and it's weird. Do all comments. So if you go into the stream and you hit, I think it's all comments instead of top comments, I think it's called. I can see, you can see me. You can hear me. Yeah, all comments for some reason. Oh, thank you, Mariska. That's so sweet. Thank you. Guys, I feel like I screwed this whole stream up. It sucks because like everything I had planned out, I can't do now because Dr. Phil wanted to freaking block me. Dr. Phil blocked me, you guys. What the fuck? And then Durwood comes in and what the heck is wrong with people? It said that the copyright or something for Dr. Phil, and I'm thinking, yeah, how do you do a watermark over it? You guys want to try it again? If I play the music, how do I do a watermark over it? Give me a second. If they take it down, then I'm just done. Or play a recording on your phone. I think it might have been with his voice, maybe. Do you think? Hold on. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can pull it up. We're going to try it again. Just give me one sec. Because I want to watch it. I know you guys do too. Freaking Dr. Phil, damn it. What the hell's wrong with you? I was giving him credit. Like, what the heck? Try to make a thing for it. Give me a second, guys. That was so embarrassing. All right, hold on one second. That's my history. Would they remove it from my history too? Oh my God, guys. Where the heck did it go? There we go. All right, give me just a second. I don't want to play it yet. Hold on. All right. How do I do the watermark? Do what Queen Bee does. She puts a screen up. A screen. Okay, hold on. How does she do that? Hold on. You know, it started playing when I can actually do that because I have YouTube. I have YouTube Plus, so I can do that. Hold on. Let me figure out how to do it. Okay. I can just keep my So if I add him to stage, but I do myself over him, can you guys still hear it? He's gonna try to block me again. No, it's an interview with him from a while back, but some people haven't seen it and we're trying to play it, and Dr. Phil is trying to block me, you guys. How would I do that? How do I put a screen over it? Give me a sec. Let me figure this out real quick. We've been wanting to play it, and then he blocked me. How do you put a freaking thing on the top? Jules, do you know how to do that? Put on one. Okay, put it on quicker speed. Okay, give me a sec. All right, playback speed. Okay. All right. And then I can play it and then put my screen up. Okay, give me a second.
Some of the things that he had to say. Let's look at this.
So what do you say to somebody who says, no, you're involved, your family's involved? How do you respond to that?
Oh, shit. I thought if I went to a different screen, it would play.
Some of the things that he had to say. Let's look at this.
Hold on.
So what do you say to somebody who says, no, you're involved, your family's involved? How do you respond
I'm
to
going to
that?
put the music on.
Well, for 3 months, I spent on the phone for 3 months. I accepted every friend request there was. People want, well, I'm your friend, we can report you. You know, for 3 months, I stayed on the phone day and night, trying to find the baby. So I figured Facebook's the best tool possible to help find her. And, but there's this group on Facebook combating us the whole time, and we don't know who this group is or what they're up to.
Okay, now was he redirecting here, or was he just concretely answering a question?
Yes, I'll let Scott answer last because he discovered this. When you ask this guy this question, what I was saying is, how do you respond to people who say you did this? Well, I expected, well, no, I didn't. But he doesn't. He goes on to talk about Facebook. In usual interrogations, we assume that is deceptive and avoiding.
When Greg asked him how he responded to that, he's talking about responding to people on Facebook. He's talking about responding to people on YouTube. He's had a whole lot of flack come from that direction. So I understood that he didn't see it as when an investigator asked you that question, or when I asked you that question. He said, in other words, he took it as when social media asks you that question, how do you respond to them? That was his
physically, how do you do it?
Come up here with me for a minute, if you would, and let's take a look at this, because this to me would be just real deflection and deception, unless you understand that he's very concrete in this. Let's look at how the question is asked.
So what do you say to somebody who says, no, you're involved, your family's involved? How do you respond to that?
Well,
okay, at that point you said, how do you respond to that? You meant, how do you respond to it? Like, no, I deny that.
Exactly.
But instead, he says, well, I used the phone, I used the keyboard. That's what you're talking about, right?
Exactly.
Did you consider this deceptive at all, or did you think he just was answering the wrong question?
Initially, we thought it was deceptive, that he was redirecting the answer, the answer to the question to somewhere else. That's what we thought.
And there are two indicators that made us think that. His blink rate goes through the roof, which means you're feeling stress, but it can also be processor speed as I am trying to think through something. And we think that's what we're seeing.
Okay, and when you say his blink rate went through the roof, you're talking about while he's answering.
Can you guys still hear me? Press 1 in the chat.
But it can also be processor
Can you still hear me?
trying to think through something. We think that's what we're seeing.
Okay, when you say
Chat. Can you still hear me? Thank you so much. So I put an overlay over here. That way, Dr. Phil doesn't get angry at me again.
answering the question.
That's correct.
Yes.
Well, for 3 months, I spent on the phone for 3 months. I accepted every friend request there was. People want, well, I'm your friend, we can report you. And
Okay, his blink rate here is probably 70, 80 a minute.
For sure. And that's higher by far than anyone sitting here.
Let's take a look at this third clip. Let's just watch it through and then we'll break it down. Go ahead.
Do you know where Summer is?
Oh, no. I wish
Do you
I
have
did.
any earthly idea what happened to her?
No, I wish I did.
Do you think Candace had anything to do with it?
No.
And what about this? And you think what might have happened to her was what?
She was kidnapped.
Yeah.
When he says kidnapped, I associate kidnapping because of my background with trading the person back for something. If that's the case, that has meaning. If it's just he uses words interchangeably, it has no meaning.
Yeah, and we don't know.
You know where Summer is?
But this is the first time that in any of your interactions that he ever used this word.
She was kidnapped.
Okay, so that's the first time that he ever used that.
And he used abducted in your lead-in footage.
Right. Abducted. Now, and there's a substantial difference. Abducted is just all of a sudden she's there, then she's gone. Kidnapped is transactional.
That's right. And that's a guilty language thing that we collectively look for in the business. Guilty knowledge means something. So we were suspicious of him, of course, and we developed a relationship with him that caused the second interview to occur.
At this point, he's cooperating.
Yes.
And he's been cooperating throughout.
Yes.
Sometimes to his detriment.
For sure.
With like social media and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's Candace. And you sat down with Candace with Don.
Yes.
And coming up, what was the question that caused Candace to take off her mic and walk away instead of staying hooked up to efforts that could lead to finding out what happened to her daughter? And that's a significant distinction because, as I said, most parents will do anything and everything to find their daughter. And you'll hear her say a very important sentence that spoke volumes to me. You'll find out what that is right after the break.
What do you think should happen to somebody that did this?
Put away for the rest of their lives.
Did you do anything to Summer?
No.
You know what happened to Summer.
It's been 4 months since Summer Wells was last seen at her home here on Ben Hill Road since the night of June 15th.
Everybody's a person of interest till we find Summer.
Authorities said all possibilities were on the table, but Summer's parents believe someone took her.
I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
Parents Don and Candace say they believe their daughter was abducted. You just heard Don say, well, maybe she was kidnapped. Was that just him using what he considers to be a synonym, or was it leakage of something he knows that he hadn't said before? Well, we're not sure about that. But when their story broke, the couple says the online bullies accused them of having something to do with the disappearance. Now, Don agreed to sit down with body language experts Scott Rouse and Greg Hartley in hopes of clearing his name. Don says Candace refused at first, but finally agreed to sit down.
Candace, I'm gonna have to ask you some hard questions. I told you this. Did you do anything to Summer?
No.
Do you know what happened to Summer?
No.
Do you know who took Summer?
No.
Anybody in your family involved with this?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
And people are always going to point their fingers to people closest to somebody. It's just the nature of how it goes. What do you got to say to those people?
I don't know what to say, but they're wrong.
Why are they wrong?
Because I had nothing to do with this.
Okay, what jumped out at you here?
Immediately, when she said no for the third time, it was quiet. It's a whisper.
Okay, there's a distinct difference here qualitatively.
Yes.
No.
Do you know what happened to Summer?
No.
Do you know who took Summer?
Okay, that time, nothing came out of her mouth.
Right.
So, first question.
I told you this. Did you do anything to Summer?
No.
Do you know
Okay, did you do anything to Summer? No.
Demonstrative, no.
what happened to Summer?
No.
Do you know?
You know what happened to Summer?
Almost identical answer.
Yeah, same qualitative answer.
Who took Summer?
All right.
Do you know who took Summer?
Head shakes no still. The voice doesn't even say anything. A silent no comes out, and then she adjusts.
We call that fading facts.
Okay, then she gets out a weak no.
No.
You hear strong no's to the first two questions, but then when you say, do you know? It's like, no.
Dr. Phil's an asshole. Right. Oh wait, I took it down. I took it down. Hold on. Damn it. Fucking stupid Dr. fucking Phil. Streams just oh my god. There you go. There you go. Oh my gosh, I'm back. I'm back. Oh my god, you guys. Yeah, I think I'm done for the night after that. Oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna deal with Dr. Phil anymore. I don't understand why he's doing that. Okay, so the video that I was streaming is this one. And it's weird because, hold on, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh my God. Right here. It's not even his YouTube channel. It's somebody that I want to watch it, but I guess I can't. I'm sorry, you guys. Wow, how embarrassing, right? This is the YouTube channel that he's not striking you. It's just YouTube picking up the audio. Even with the noise, with the music in the background. Golly. I had it on like freaking fast too, or I can like, you know what I mean? I know, exactly. They're so selfish about copyright when we have fair use to freaking go over it. So I don't understand that. It's not fair. Let me get rid of this stupid thing here. It pisses me off, guys. Like, seriously. Well, how do I get rid of this? Oh, well, it's a banner. That's what it is. Okay. Oh, maybe it's not even Dr. Phil. It may be other channel. Yeah, true. Might be the other channel. This is the channel. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh my God. It's crazy. I don't want YouTube to strike my I don't want to try anything else tonight because I don't want to get like really struck, right? If they let me see if they sent me an email. Hold on. Usually they'll send me an email. I don't see an email this time, but I'm sure I'll get like 20 of them. Let me see. That's crazy to me. Yeah, they haven't sent one yet. I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, it's the most excitement you've had in a week. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they usually do send an email right away. Absolutely. And shut down your stream. Yeah, that's what they did with the one when I tried before. They sent one at 7:02 and then 7:05 they sent one. So I'm sorry. Guys, yeah, I tried to do the Dr. Phil interview with Candace and Don Wells after we started, and they took the stream down. So I put an overlay and put them on like where they're talking fast, right? Like I can't even think right now. Where they're talking quicker. And then I did music in the background, and yeah, like Dr. Phil. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. It's AI bots and they catch it. Absolutely. I just don't want to get in trouble. So I pause and play and comedy. Yeah. I thought the music would help. You know what I mean? It is rude of them. But I thought we had like fair use to do any kind of commentary, right? So, and it's hard to listen when you have the speed on like 1.25. Hi, YouTuber. It's good to see you. I know you come into all this, right? Earlier when it went down, freaking I thought the stream was fine. I had no idea because I'm not checking my email while I'm live, right? And everybody's, uh-oh, Daphne, what happened? Yeah, so I know, Mary, you heard, yeah. I heard it earlier this afternoon around 3. It was 2 or 3 when I got the news. And did you guys see the press conference at all? Have you guys watched that? Because I was wanting to watch the press conference. Do you guys want to watch it? Here. Do you guys want to watch it? Melody Buzzard. I was watching that and I was wanting to, give me a second. I know it came out at 5. So 2 o'clock in California. So 5 o'clock here. So that would have been 2 hours ago here. Let's see. Police give update on, is this it? Have you guys seen the press conference? I know, so precious, right? You want to see it? Okay, give me a second. Let me find it. Where confirmed. Oh, this is a good one. This actually, all right, let me go to my groups too. My Facebook group of Melody Buzzard because they probably have let's see. Give me a second, you guys. Give me a second. Oh, this is from the sheriff's. This was just posted 54 minutes ago. All right, let's put this on first, and then I will get the other stuff. All right, let me share my screen. This actually shows a pretty good map of where she was. So this was 54 minutes ago, you guys. Oh, of course. My lips are so freaking dry from this winter weather. Okay, so this is, oh, come on. I don't want any more cookies. All right, so this is, says California mom arrested after 9-year-old girl found unalived in a remote area of southern Utah. I want to show you guys something. So they put out a map. Remember earlier when I was doing the video, they didn't say exactly where she was found, but this is where she was found. She had to crawl all, look at that. That's crazy. Look at the mountains, guys, where she was at. So that's Caneville, Capitol Reef National Park is where she, what the freaking heck? That's where her body was found, you guys. That's crazy. What the freaking heck? Merry Christmas, you guys. Thank you all for being here. Aw, you guys are so sweet. What the freaking heck, you guys? All right, this is the video, the new video from the police, and I'm going to look for something. I have the police paper document. Come on, work. All right, it's loading. Do I have the sound on?
We begin with breaking news out of California, where the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office just finished giving an update on the case of Melody Buzzard. She's the 9-year-old who went missing back in October after her mother took her on a road trip that spanned as far east as Nebraska. Fox 13 News investigative reporter Nate Carlisle joins us now. Nate, what did we learn?
Robin, the body of 9-year-old Melody Buzzard, who has been missing since October, has been found in Utah, and the girl's mother, Ashley Buzzard, has been arrested to go. Law enforcement said the body was discovered near Caneville, a small community in central Utah near Capitol Reef National Park. Ashley Buzzard, the girl's mother, was arrested, and some of what let's listen to some of what was said at that news conference in Santa Barbara, California.
At this level, particularly shocking, given the sophisticated premeditation and heartlessness that went into planning it and the ruthlessness that went into actually committing the crime. December the 6th, 2025, members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Utah responded to a call from a man and a woman who were taking photos. This couple had discovered the decomposed body of a deceased person. It was apparent that the decedent was a female who had died from gunshot wounds to the head. On December 22nd, yesterday, the FBI Crime Lab notified our agency that DNA analysis had determined that the remains found in Utah were a familial DNA match to Ashley Buzzard.
Sheriff Brown also explained there's some bullet casing evidence that matches between the crime scene and evidence found when Ashley Buzzard's home was searched. The sheriff says he does not know a motive for the killing and that Ashley Buzzard has not been cooperative. The plan is to try Buzzard in California. The sheriff saying that's where the crime originated. Both Fox 13 and our sister station in Santa Barbara, California are making more calls and seeking new information on this story. We will have more on the death of Melody Buzzard on Fox 13 News live at 5 and 9 p.m. For now, in the studio, Nate Carlisle, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Okay, so I have the actual document. Sorry, guys. I know I had another live I was doing at 5 because I did Melody's, around 2 or 3 o'clock. I went live on Melody, but I do have the police documents. Give me a second. And I also have the press conference. If some of you, I know some of you have watched it on Justin's. I know some of you said you just watched it on Justin's. Hold on one second. But I can also, I mean, it's not long if you guys want me to play it. I want to watch it. So this is the document, right? Let me see if I can. Whoa. And this is from Wayne County Sheriff's Office, right? And it says on December 6th, make sure you guys can see all that because I've got it zoomed in. All right. On December 6th, 2025, at approximately 5:13, Wayne County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to Caneville, Utah area for a report of a deceased individual near a road. I'm going to try to get that. Sorry, I'm trying not to get my mouse so close to the mic. I'm going to try to get that dispatch audio for you guys. To see, just let's see what else we can hear, right? It says, upon arrival, a Wayne County Sheriff deputy located the body, accessed the scene, and determined that the descendant was the victim of a homicide. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office opened a criminal investigation, began processing the scene, and preserved all evidence. Present at the scene were members of Wayne County Sheriff's Office, search and rescue, and field investigators from the Office of Utah Medical Examiner. It goes on to say, over the next several days, Wayne County Sheriff's Office communicated, shared information, and was in cooperation with the following agencies concerned. Oh my gosh, look. Wayne County Attorney Michael Wynn, Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office, Sevier County Sheriff's Office, FBI, Paiute County Sheriff's Office, Utah State Bureau of Investigations, Department of Public Safety, Missing Persons, the Bureau of Land Management Law Enforcement, Capitol Reef National Park Law Enforcement. That's where she was found, in Capitol Reef. Utah State Office of the Medical Examiner, and Utah State of the Crime Lab, you guys. Wow. Wow. This next one says, in weeks prior to this case, Wayne County Sheriff's Office had been in communications with the FBI and Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office concerning an ongoing investigation involving a missing 9-year-old female out of California. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office was able to provide those agencies with information concerning the missing child and her mother. At the time, there was no information or evidence to indicate any further action in the Wayne County area. Wayne County Sheriff's Office did discover evidence at the scene and transported those items to the Utah State Crime Lab. Those items were submitted for evaluation and testing. See, that's why they waited so long to tell us that her remains have been found, because they didn't want to spook the mom, right? So they didn't want to spook mom, but I'm sure they were watching her like a hawk, you guys. In less than 24 hours, the crime lab obtained confirmation the Wayne County case was connected to the Santa Barbara one, right? Information obtained from the victim was submitted, and is believed that the descendant is a missing 9-year-old female from California, Melody Buzzard, right? Wayne County Sheriff's Office will continue the outstanding cooperation and support that we all have had with Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and all other agencies involved in this case. The Office of Wayne County Attorney will continue to review all evidence and information on this case and be in discussion with all other agencies involved concerning any jurisdictional issues that may arise. This is an ongoing multiple agency investigation. Any updates or additional information will be posted on this page. And the page is the Wayne County Sheriff's Office. And I follow Melody Buzzard Facebook group. So I will keep you guys posted on anything and everything I find. I am also going to go try to get that dispatch for you and see what we can pick up. I don't know if there will be any just because it's an ongoing investigation, but you never know, right? You never know. I do have the Broadcastify. I love having it because you can listen to any dispatch all over, right? Like I have all of Lily and Jack's dispatch. So, you know, a YouTuber, I was kind of with you, right? I think, you know, we don't want the parents to be guilty. And also when looking at Melody at the car rental place, she didn't seem scared or anything. Like she wasn't scared, like, but the mom had a cold look on her face. But could just like been, but we know what what she wanted to do, right? Like, God, to leave her on the side of the freaking road. Like, come on. That's crazy to me, you guys. Oh, this is so bad. I have the press conference here. If you guys want to watch it, you're welcome. Yeah, of course. Of course. If you want to watch it, I have it right here. It's only 24 minutes. Give me a second. Let me pull it up real quick. I want to watch it. And I'll bring it right up. So all right, let me put it up here. My computer, I think, is about to blow up. It keeps like freezing. All right, let me do this. Let me get rid of me, add this to stage. There we go. I'm going to blow that up a little bit bigger. This is the Santa Barbara, this is their actual YouTube. Let me start it off here where they're starting to talk.
Going to be, you know, some pieces of
oops, shoot, come on.
Release just yet. A very, you know, thorough job of trying to provide you with the most amount of information that we possibly could without compromising the investigation. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Sheriff Bill Brown.
Well, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here with us today. I am Santa Barbara County Sheriff Coroner Bill Brown, and today I am deeply saddened to report to you that the body of Melody Alani Buzzard, the 9-year-old child who went missing from the Lompoc area in October of this year, outside of Canesville in Wayne County, Utah. And that this morning at approximately 7:51 a.m., members of our sheriff's office and the FBI arrested her mother, Ashley Lynn Buzzard, for her murder. Maternal filicide is rare and always difficult to comprehend, but this level of criminal activity is particularly shocking given the calculated, cold-blooded, and criminally sophisticated premeditation and heartlessness that went into planning it and the ruthlessness that went into actually committing the crime. We have recovered a significant amount of evidence that clearly indicates that this heinous crime was committed by Ashley Buzzard, Melody's mother, and the very person upon who she relied upon and trusted the most in this world. From the moment this case was reported, our detectives pursued every lead with determination, with urgency, and with compassion. Our investigators and those of our allied agencies worked simultaneously on multiple fronts, some maintaining around-the-clock surveillance of Ashley Buzzard, while others focused on the painstaking collection, analysis, and verification of physical, digital, and forensic evidence. That sustained effort was critical in bringing this case to where it stands today. Throughout this investigation, our detectives faced deliberate efforts to prevent them from finding Melody and uncovering the truth. Despite those attempts, their focus never wavered. They remained disciplined, methodical, and relentless in their pursuit of the facts. Whenever obstacles were placed in their path, they overcame them. When cooperation was withheld, they relied on the evidence. Their commitment did not falter, and their determination did not fade. They followed the facts wherever they led, and that ultimately is what brought clarity and resolution to this case. Now I'm going to go over a timeline of the major developments in this case. Before I do that, though, and before I walk through it, I want to thank in particular, and we'll go into some further detail of our allied agencies that helped us, but two in particular that I want to recognize at the start of this, and that is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which has been with us throughout the investigation and has helped us not only in our regional area, but also out of state. And I particularly want to thank Sheriff Micah Gully and the members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Wayne County, Utah, and every other agency that assisted us with their partnership, their professionalism, and for their commitment to this case. This level of coordination among jurisdictions was essential. It was superb, and we are grateful for the support provided at every stage. While this remains an active criminal case and certain details are still being investigated and cannot be disclosed at this time, I can share with you now a timeline outlining the major investigative milestones. October 14th, 2005, a school administrator reported Melody's prolonged absence from school. Deputies responded to the family's residence in Lompoc, where her mother, Ashley Buzzard, was contacted. Melody was not at the residence, and Ashley provided no verifiable explanation for Melody's whereabouts. October 15th, 2025, detectives served a search warrant at the Buzzard residence in the 500 block of Mars Avenue in the Lompoc area, looking for evidence pertaining to Melody's whereabouts. Subsequent to the search warrant, it was determined that Ashley had recently rented a car, and video surveillance images were obtained showing Ashley and Melody at the rental car office, both of them wearing wigs in an apparent attempt to conceal their identity. These images were shared with the public on October the 22nd in an attempt to obtain additional information about their whereabouts. On October 24th, 2025, detectives shared an updated timeline and travel route with the public of Melody's last known movements along a multi-state round-trip travel route that included California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, with a return route including Kansas, Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and then back to California. Detectives learned that along this trip, Ashley switched the license plates on the vehicle she had rented to a New York plate and found out that she would back her vehicle into gas stations in an apparent attempt to avoid detection by their surveillance cameras. Melody was last seen on video surveillance with Ashley on the Colorado side of the Colorado-Utah border on Thursday, October 9th, 2025. And detectives now believe that Melody was murdered shortly after that stop. On October the 30th, sheriff's detectives, along with the FBI evidence response team, responded and served follow-up search warrants at the home of Ashley Buzzard, as well as for a storage locker that she had rented and upon the car that she had recently rented as well. During the search of the Mars Avenue residence an expended cartridge case was recovered. During the search of the vehicle, a live round of similar ammunition was located. Detectives submitted the expended cartridge case to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives for inclusion in their national database called NIBIN, the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network. December the 6th, 2025, members of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office in Utah responded to a call from a man and a woman who were taking photos just off the 3300 block of East State Route 24 in a remote part of Wayne County, Utah. This couple had discovered the decomposed body of a deceased person off of the side adjacent to West Caneville Road. On December 8th, 2025, a member of the Wayne County Sheriff's Office notified the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office of the discovery of the unidentified found body. Although immediate identification of the deceased person was not possible, it was apparent that the decedent was a female who had died from gunshot wounds to the head. December 17th, 2025. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives examination of cartridge cases found at the Utah crime scene resulted in a NIBIN hit, linking them to the single cartridge case that was found at the Buzzard residence. On December 22nd, yesterday, the FBI Crime Lab notified our agency that DNA analysis had determined that the remains found in Utah were a familial DNA match to Ashley Buzzard. Today, December 23rd, 2025, members of the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office and the FBI served search and arrest warrants at the Mars Avenue residence and arrested Ashley Lynn Buzzard for the murder of Melody Buzzard. Ashley was taken into custody without incident, and she was booked at the Northern Branch Jail for first-degree murder, where she is currently being held without bail. While these developments represent important steps towards holding Ashley Buzzard accountable for the murder of her daughter, they do not diminish the profound loss that we are acknowledging today. Because this case is now moving through the court system, there are limits on what additional detail we can share publicly at this time. At this point, I'm going to ask Lieutenant Chris Gottschall to recognize the personnel and agencies whose work in our region was instrumental in this investigation.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. This case required an extraordinary level of coordination and commitment amongst all agencies. I want to specifically recognize the detectives who tirelessly worked from the very beginning, including lead detective Joe Oliver, Detective Ruben Esparza, Detective Matt Maxwell, Detective Cliff Kabasig, Detective Thomas Brownlee, and Sergeant Jeff McDonald, along with numerous investigators, sheriff's deputies, professional staff, and support personnel who contributed countless hours to this effort. I'd also like to acknowledge our allied agencies whose cooperation and assistance were essential to advancing this investigation across multiple jurisdictions. A special thanks to our Santa Maria resident agency of the FBI, Supervisory Senior Resident Agent Mike Rusev, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the California Department of Justice, the Santa Barbara County District Attorney's Office, Santa Barbara County Child Welfare Services, the Lompoc Unified School District, and Santa Barbara County Search and Rescue. At this time, I would like to invite Special Agent in Charge Patrick Grandi, executive from the FBI Los Angeles Field Office, to speak about the FBI's key role in supporting this investigation. Good afternoon.
My name is Patrick Grandy. I'm a special agent in charge with the FBI's Los Angeles field office. Various FBI field offices in multiple states devoted resources to this investigation, and I can confidently speak on behalf of all FBI employees when I say that our collective hearts are broken as a result of this senseless outcome. The agents in our Santa Maria office, just north of here, worked tirelessly for the past couple of months with the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Office, and this has no doubt affected them as well personally. We were all hoping to find Melody alive, as you undoubtedly were as well. That said, the FBI will continue to provide resources to the County of Santa Barbara as they pursue justice for Melody, whether that be laboratory services, running down leads in other states, or other investigative assets. As I mentioned, this investigation spanned multiple states. FBI field offices in Denver, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Omaha, Salt Lake City, San Diego, and San Francisco, as well as numerous other local partners provided resources. In particular, as the sheriff mentioned, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department in Utah and their medical examiner for their dedication to Melody's remains once they were found. Thank you in advance for bearing with me, as I would like to recognize the following agencies that also played a significant role in this investigation. As the sheriff mentioned, it was quite extensive. From the state of Colorado, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, Colorado Department of Transportation, Colorado State Police, Fremont County Sheriff's Office, Grand Junction, Colorado Police Department, Gunnison Police Department, Gunnison Sheriff's Office, Salida Police Department. From the state of Nebraska, the Nebraska State Police. From the state of Utah, the Paiute County Sheriff's Office, St. George Police Department, the Utah State Bureau of Investigation, and the Utah Department of Public Safety. Lastly, I'd like to recognize the media for reporting on this story continuously, and for members of the public who called in tips. We continue to urge anyone with information about Melody's murder to contact law enforcement. Thank you, and I'll turn it back over to the sheriff.
Let me just conclude by saying these remarks. The circumstances of Melody Buzzard's murder are heartbreaking. All of us who have been involved in this case have been deeply affected by it. We were hoping against hope that she would be safely found. This outcome is deeply tragic, and on behalf of the entire Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office, I want to extend our deepest condolences to those who knew and loved Melody. I want to take a moment to speak directly to the Meza and Buzzard families who have endured unimaginable pain throughout this ordeal. Their strength, their patience, and their steadfast hope have been evident from the very beginning. No family should ever have to experience this kind of loss, and our hearts are with them today and will be with them in the difficult days ahead. We stand with them, and we remain committed to securing justice for Melody. I also want to thank the members of the media, both you here in our region and those out of state, for your continued coverage, including the conveyance of Melody's image and the circumstances of her disappearance all across America. Your involvement played a meaningful role in advancing this investigation. To the members of our community who followed this case closely, thank you for your engagement, for your support, and for your willingness to come forward with information. The loss of a child is among the most profound tragedies any community can endure,
And that loss is exacerbated when it is at the hand of someone else, and particularly at the hand of the one who should have loved them the most. Today, we stand together in grief, but also with resolve. Melody deserved a far better life than she had. We will honor her memory by ensuring that every step of this process is handled with care, compassion, and a steadfast commitment to justice. Our investigation does not end here. We will continue working closely with prosecutors and ensure that the judicial process moves forward with integrity. May God bless the innocent soul of Melody Alani Buzzard, who we will never, ever forget. Thank you, and I'll now turn it back over to our PIO.
We have allotted some time if anybody has any follow-up questions, again, reinforcing the fact that we do have an ongoing investigation, and while we're trying to balance transparency with seeking justice for Melody. So we do have an opportunity to take just a few questions. Yes, Crystal.
Yeah, Raquel, I'm just curious, do we believe at this moment that Ashley acted alone? Or is there any potential leads that other suspects may be involved?
So the question is, do we believe that Ashley acted alone in this homicide? I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Gottschall, please.
Thank you for your question. Our investigation thus far has revealed that at this time, we don't believe that anyone else was involved.
Right here, yes.
Raquel, the sheriff mentioned the retrieval of cartridges
Yes.
and a live round. Is the murder weapon in evidence?
So the question is about the location of the murder weapon, if we have that in our evidence or in our possession at this time. I'll turn that over to Sheriff Brown.
Thank you. Yeah, the short answer is no. We do not have the murder weapon yet, but we continue to seek it.
I'll come back to you for your follow-up question in just a moment. Go ahead, yes.
Will this case be tried in Sonoma County or elsewhere?
Okay, so the question is where this trial will take place. I believe Sheriff Brown will have a response to that.
Yes, the plan is that this trial will take place here, since the intent was believed to have been formed here in our county prior to going on this road trip and committing the actual crime.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know too.
So we're going to have room for just a couple more questions. I'll volley back here. Yes.
And for any of you, I know early in the investigation, investigators had been out in those various areas along the road trip. Had that area in Wayne County been searched at all?
So the question is if investigators on their initial routes had been through that area of Wayne County. I believe you're asking if we'd specifically probably been to the scene of the crime. Yeah. I'm going to refer to Lieutenant Gottschall for that.
Thank you for your question. We've been following a ton of leads, looking at a lot of different data and information. It is an expansive area of the United States that we were researching, and unfortunately, we didn't have specific location information until recently.
It's in the middle of the mountains.
Yes.
When can we expect a mugshot of Ashley to be released?
I'll have you email me privately on that. We'll proceed with that. We'll take one final question here, and then that'll be a wrap for us. Yes. The question is to a motive. If we have one established, I'll have Sheriff Brown.
Motive.
We have not established a motive at this point. We have obviously established that it is what's known as a filicide, the slaying of a child, in this case, a maternal filicide.
I want to stop it right there. We've only got like 2 minutes left, right? Filicide, right, is when a mother unalives her child, and there's reasons. I don't know how there's reasons why, but there is, right? We went over this a couple weeks ago on why this happens. Sometimes the mother does it because she feels that the child is suffering. The mother feels the child is better off unalived, that they'll be better off that way, right? It's so hard to talk about. Like, I don't want to talk about it. But I just could never imagine like doing something like that. It's horrible. But we can go over that stuff tomorrow on another live on why that happens. It's so devastating, but I wanted to stop it right there. You guys didn't know what, I mean, I'm sure you guys know what filicide is, but it's just devastating because I wanted to know if there was an actual motive on why she did it, but they don't know yet, right? They don't know.
And there's been a lot of study and a lot of discussion about that and what motivates people to do that. But as far as an actual direct motive, we haven't established that yet.
Clear.
Very quick follow-up. I know that Ashley, you had described her as uncooperative, the investigation. Can you describe her demeanor now? Has she spoken or confessed in any way? Can you talk about her demeanor now?
Yeah, I can tell you that as of this morning, no, there was no change in her attitude and her demeanor.
So uncooperative.
Uncooperative.
Thank you all very much for coming out and for being patient with us through this process, not just today, but throughout the entirety.
Okay, so that's the end of the press conference. You know what on earth? It says YouTube rejected my comment as spam. What? I said we'll go over them in just a second, and then YouTube said my comment was spam. Good grief. They have it out for this video. So I want to just show you a couple more things, and then I got to get up because my bottom is like frozen to the chair. So this is filicide, and they might be doing that because I'm saying that word, right? YouTube is so sensitive. So this is the reasons why, right? The mother unalives out of love, right? Believing it's in the child's best interest, right? To end real or imagined suffering. So this could be actually what's going on here, right? And in this case, a psychotic one, this also could be going on. The parent acts without like a motive due to severe mental illness as well, right? Such as command hallucinations, right? Or unwanted, which is the child is viewed as a hindrance to the mother's life. And we've seen several photos of her and her daughter, and she doesn't act very motherly, right? No, I agree, Liza. I agree. But there's reason these women, parents think this stuff, right? So, and then it goes on to say a hindrance, right? Or fatal maltreatment results from a child abuse, neglect, right? Or spousal revenge, which I don't have to give a definition for that. You guys all know what that is, right? Like the child to inflict emotional pain and suffering on the spouse, like to get revenge on your spouse, which I think we can kind of get rid of this one for this case, right? But those are some of those right there. Give me 1 second. I want to show you guys justice really quick. And then we're going to end with a picture of her because for those of you who have been in here or just came in, I know somebody was like, why are you using Summer's name and then showing somebody else? Because we were going over the Summer Wells case, you guys, and the video I was showing got taken down. So, all right. Mom being arrested earlier. Let's see if I can blow this up. There we go. Mom being arrested. Is there sound? No sound. Okay. Being taken away. They should have had like 2 freaking dogs, like grab her by her feet and drag her. Yeah. We were going over the Summer Wells case for the whole video until the last like 30 minutes, you guys. We were watching Dr. Phil, and I tried to show it, and they froze the video. So I apologize for that. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to show some photos of Melody before we end too. There's some really cute photos of her. Someone had posted. Give me just a sec. Oh, goodness. I'm part of the group that's part of a lot of these groups here. All right, give me just a sec. You could just see, I want to show you some. Look at mom, doesn't look very loving, right? Like, she doesn't look like a very loving mom, guys. It's just sad. Yeah, I'm going to put both names in the title when I'm done. I can't change it when I'm live, but yeah, in my opinion, she did it to keep her general grandmother from getting her. Oh, it's just disgusting, you guys. She lost a lot of weight. Yeah, I think she had her stomach. Yeah, thank you, Angel. Absolutely. There you go. Because it's my channel and I can do what I want. Exactly. Well, I can do 99% of what I want without YouTube taking videos down, right? But yeah, this is just sad. You know, it makes you wonder if she had any kind of thought like her mom. Yeah, she could have absolutely, Liza, been on something like that. I find a lot of these parents are on this, and it's never a good thing, you guys. It really isn't. That poor little baby did not deserve that. Oh, it makes me sick. But none of these children deserve this. Yeah, could have, Christy, absolutely. On the side, like in the middle of nowhere, right, is sick. It makes me wonder, where's Summer? Is she, God forbid, she's somewhere like that, or Jack and Lily, like both of, gosh, guys, like it's just so sad. All right, I got to take a break for my mental health for the rest of the night, and my back has got to stretch. I'm going to take a hot shower and just kind of veg out. Utah, yeah. Right on the Utah-Colorado border, yeah. Yep. Yeah, guys. I appreciate all of you for sticking with me. Your party and cry if you want to, yeah. Oh. Hi, Deborah. She was found on the Utah-Colorado border in Waynes County, Utah. Yeah. It's oh my gosh, I can't even think right now. I got it right here. I was looking at it on dispatch. Waynes County, and then they use Sevier County as well. So a couple counties they went through. Yeah, Utah. On top of a mountain, basically. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. I apologize for the stream issues earlier. That was really embarrassing. I had no idea that the stream cut out. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chrissy. If you guys are able tomorrow to come in and hang out with me, if you have nothing to do, come join our family. We're going to talk about all different cases. We'll talk about anything you guys want, if you want, right? Get your eggnog, sit back and relax and hang out with me, your host. Yeah, Tammy, she sounded like a freaking, like, was talking to her friend too. I heard that one. Gaslighting him the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, I need to finish rapping too. Absolutely. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Mods, you guys are great. Thank you for helping posting the links and helping with chat and everything. I had no idea that YouTube did that earlier. Yeah, see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. I appreciate each and every one of you. You all are very special to me. And unfortunately, this is all very sad, right? Very sad news, all of this. So I'm going to go try to clear my head because it's a lot to take in. So I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. We will see you tomorrow. We all have a date. Have a great night. Thank you.